Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and something big is coming. That is the announcement today, guys, and you got to stay tuned for what it is. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. Guys, Trump is planning something massive within the next few days, and that will harken the end of Mitch McConnell's career. As you know, Mitch McConnell, longtime Senate Majority Leader, longtime senator from the great state of Kentucky, is retiring. And his replacement is now all but certain to be CNN Republican commentator Scott Jennings. There will be other Republicans vying for the seat. But Scott Jennings said this morning something big is coming with a photo of him and President Donald Trump. And President Donald Trump is holding something that has been blacked out. You can't see what's on this paper, but if it is Scott Jennings' campaign announcement, if it has anything to do with Scott Jennings running for Senate, as has been rumored, as has really at this point expected, he got Trump's endorsement. It's game, set, match. Nobody else should even spend $1 running for the Republican nomination in Kentucky, because that will be the end of it. Trump's nomination will seal the deal. And I got to tell you, he's young, he's tough, he's smart. Scott Jennings could be the next great senator. He's somebody who's MAGA to the core. I love this guy. If you get a chance to watch him ever on CNN, he's worth every second of it. I want you to watch this video, what he said about it, and let me know what you think in the comments.
Enough questions on CNN, and I saw a report you may be considering a Senate run. Is that true? Are you considering that?
Man, the internet's a crazy place. Long way until next May.
It is a long way, but
Yeah.
That seat will be open when McConnell's out, so I was wondering if maybe you were throwing your hat in the ring, possibly.
Yeah, I read all this with some amusement, but again, it's a long way till next year. But I'll tell you this, I think Kentucky has benefited from having Republican senators for a long time. I think that seat ought to be in the hands, ultimately, of somebody who's going to help Donald Trump execute on the president's agenda. And frankly, I think politics is a team sport. The president's ahead of our team, and I think eventually he'll need to weigh in here on who he thinks is best to help him execute on his agenda. And just as a piece of analysis, whoever Donald Trump endorses will be the next senator from Kentucky.
Because you've got Rand right now and McConnell both pushing back on the tariff actions for Kentucky.
They've had their differences with Trump on that. I mean, look, a lot of Republicans have, and no Republican really pre-Trump had necessarily been trained to believe in this particular idea. I mean, the party orthodoxy here was not oriented around tariffs.
Yeah, free trade. Yeah.
But that shows the power of Trump, and it also shows the changing nature of the party. You know, Trump has reoriented the party around a lot of working class Americans who probably voted for Clinton in the 90s. Now they're voting Republican and they're voting for Trump. So anytime you change constituencies, I think it's natural to see evolution in the party's platform. And so I think that's why it's happening. But there are certainly going to be some Republicans who have some differences of opinion, but there's only one president, and Trump's the unquestioned leader of the party.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know, real quick, you mentioned the 90s. You know, he's not